What's the worst thing a sibling has ever done to you? My sister tried to physically attack me in my sleep, but it completely backfired. For context, my sister had always been considered the cute and talented one in the family, while I grew up as the weird, quiet kid that was a little too tall and overweight for my age. Because of that, my parents put all their effort and attention on my sister, making her work hard doing toddler pageants and ballet. I felt pretty lonely and neglected, but at the same time, I looked up to my sister. However, things changed when we hit puberty. I got taller and slimmer, and a lot of my awkward features ended up becoming more delicate like my mom's. My sister mostly stayed the same, but my big transformation put me at the center of unwanted attention. I hated it, but whenever I would rant about it to my sister, she would get super angry, asking me why I was bragging so much to her. I could tell she was frustrated, so I backed up and kept the frustration to myself. Even though I stopped mentioning anything about the unwanted attention, my sister stopped pulling back her punches and started bullying me both at home and at school. She snuck into my room a few times to throw out my makeup whenever I would buy something new. I had to save up to buy a cabinet with a hidden drawer and lock to keep her out of important things. She then resorted to more horrible acts like shaving off my eyebrows and cutting my hair while I was asleep. I woke up that morning feeling lightheaded from how shocking I looked. I knew exactly who had messed with me and started setting up tripwire with bells attached. On the car ride on the way to school, my sister looked pleased with what she had done to me, but I didn't care anymore and just wanted to get the day over with. When we arrived to school, everyone clearly looked at me with shocked expressions, just as I expected. But to my surprise, a lot of people walked up to me just to talk about how much they loved my new crazy appearance. I smiled and felt relieved from all the support. My sister stormed off angrily after calling me an attention seeker. The tipping point was when we were out strolling around the mall as a family, and a scouting agent approached me, asking me to consider modeling because I looked unique. My sister tried to jump into the conversation after the agent introduced himself. Later that night, she snuck into my room to try to harm me. Unfortunately, she had no clue there was a long string on the floor, and the ringing bell scared her. She tripped out, and the corrosive bowl of acid she had taken from our chem class splashed onto the floor and furniture as well as her hands and face. She screamed out in agony, and my parents rushed into my room to drag my sister to a hospital immediately. By the time she arrived, the chemical burns had disfigured part of her face. Out of embarrassment over the situation, my parents lied to everyone, saying that the case was an unfortunate accident. But knowing the cold truth, my parents did their best to keep us separated. But ever since the attack, I have been adding more strings in my room out of fear for more attacks. I added more tripwires and kept the door locked tightly, but still spent nights without sleep.